the Delusional Series, compiled according to the teachings of the Master. Author Fafu. The Delusional Series. Part 11. Thought. While I believe this path is the most effective, I don't advocate abandoning these delusions immediately. Instead, I suggest closely observing their every move. Keep a record of the outcomes. You'll find that, more often than not, these delusions will lead you astray, abandoning you at the crucial moment. They are experts at leading people into failure. Delusions don't appear one by one. They often arise in clusters. You may become attached to one delusion, only to replace it with another. This constant shifting of focus reveals a lack of loyalty to any particular delusion. If someone tells you they're overwhelmed by countless delusions, there's not much you can do but observe them unfold. Eventually, these delusions will lead to your downfall, damaging various aspects of your life, such as your character, relationships, or future endeavors. Delusions are like saboteurs, always seeking to undermine your success. To avoid falling victim to these destructive forces, it's essential to adhere strictly to rules and regulations. In any organization, there are established guidelines that align with laws and regulations. By following these rules, you minimize the risk of making mistakes and suffering negative consequences. Those who make mistakes often do so because they've allowed their delusions to override their judgment. They become so engrossed in their delusional thoughts that they forget the rules. In contrast, individuals who refrain from indulging in delusions and consistently follow the rules are far less likely to make errors. Driving a car is a perfect analogy. If you follow every rule precisely, you'll avoid accidents. But if you deviate from the rules, you're inviting trouble. Imagine pressing the brake instead of the accelerator, thinking, "Why isn't this car moving? I'm pressing it all the way down." In frustration, you might even want to damage the car. This is how delusions work. They lead us to make irrational decisions, like confusing the brake for the accelerator. Once we become fixated on a delusion, we cling to it stubbornly, ignoring any contradictory evidence. Just like someone who insists on pressing the brake harder and harder, believing it's the accelerator, we become trapped in our own delusions. This is how delusions can lead to disastrous consequences in every aspect of our lives. After understanding these concepts, it's crucial to repeatedly contemplate and internalize them. Since these ideas may be unfamiliar to you, consistent reflection is necessary for them to gradually become clear and strong enough to counteract habitual delusions. The habit of fabricating delusions is a deeply ingrained tendency, not just in adults but even in children. This habit can even be carried over from past lives. When ancients observed infants grasping at objects, they were seeking to understand the child's innate tendencies. The object a child instinctively reaches for reveals their inherent nature. This understanding can offer insights into the individual's potential talents and inclinations. For instance, a child who gravitates towards pens and paper may show a predisposition for academics, while one drawn to weapons might exhibit a more martial inclination. While these innate tendencies can be influenced by later experiences, they provide a glimpse into the individual's fundamental nature, which can be observed from birth through various behaviors.